Why does staying lean feel like a constant battle? We're surrounded by endless food choices, advanced nutrition tools and gyms, yet waistlines keep growing. Maybe the problem isn't us, but the world we've built. Our ancestors thrived on simple, natural foods. Perhaps the answer isn't in the next diet, but in rediscovering the wisdom of the past. Let's journey back in time, far from the glow of our refrigerators and the hum of our microwaves. In blue zones, people live long, healthy lives, thanks to whole, unprocessed foods and strong community. Okinawans thrived on sweet potatoes, seaweed and turmeric. Ikarians enjoyed lentils, wild greens and olive oil. The Hadza of Tanzania eat wild foods, tubers and honey, fueling active lives. None relied on ultra-processed foods. Their blueprint for health is simple: eat real food, move naturally and connect deeply. Looking at the vibrant health of these ancient cultures, an exciting question arises: can we apply their timeless wisdom to our modern lives? Is it possible to copy the dietary patterns of the Okinawans, Ikarians and Hadza to reclaim our own health and shrink our waistlines? The answer is a resounding yes. We don't need to move to a remote island or become hunter-gatherers to benefit from their secrets. The core principles of their diets are surprisingly simple and accessible to all of us, no matter where we live. The key is to shift our focus from what we can't eat to what we can. The journey starts with understanding the shared patterns that underpin their remarkable health. All of these groups prioritized whole plant foods. Their plates were heavy with vegetables, fruits, legumes, and whole grains. They also embraced fermented foods, from the fermented milk of the Maasai to the sourdough bread of the Mediterranean, which populated their guts with beneficial bacteria. Critically, they consumed little to no refined sugar or processed ingredients. Their food was real food, prepared simply and eaten with enjoyment. It's a powerful formula that has been proven to work for centuries across different continents and climates. The beauty of this ancestral approach is that it's not a rigid, restrictive diet. It's a flexible template for healthy living. It's not about counting calories or obsessively tracking macros. Instead, it's about rediscovering the joy of eating real food. It's about building our meals around the foundational foods that nourished our ancestors for millennia. Imagine starting your day with a savory sweet potato hash instead of a sugary cereal. Picture a lunch of a hearty lentil and green stew, rich with herbs and olive oil. This way of eating is not only healthier but also more satisfying and delicious. In this exploration, we will unlock these ancient secrets one by one. We will provide you with a clear roadmap to transform your plate and in turn, your health. We will show you how to make simple, practical swaps that bring the wisdom of our ancestors into your modern kitchen. This isn't just another diet, it's an invitation to a new way of life. A life where you feel more energetic, lighter, and more connected to your food. Are you ready to leave the confusion of modern dieting behind and embark on a journey to a leaner, healthier you? The secrets are waiting. Our world is now filled with ultra-processed foods, industrial products packed with additives, engineered for taste and profit. These foods dominate our supermarkets and diets, replacing the whole foods our ancestors once ate. A simple potato, once roasted over a fire, is now stripped, processed, and transformed into a chip. This shift is the biggest change in our diet in millennia, and a key reason for today's health crisis. Ultra-processed foods pack a huge number of calories into a tiny volume. This is the calorie density trap. We can eat large amounts before feeling full, easily consuming more energy than we realize. Our brains are wired to seek out energy-dense foods, a survival instinct food manufacturers exploit. The result? We overeat, often without even noticing, leading to weight gain over time. In today's world of calorie-packed products, it's easy to fall into this trap, unless we choose differently. Our ancestors thrived on fiber-rich diets, eating up to 150 grams daily from diverse plants. Today, most people barely get 15 grams. This missing fiber is crucial. It keeps us full, supports gut health, and helps manage weight. By stripping fiber from our foods, we've lost a powerful tool for health. Restoring fiber is key to reclaiming our well-being. Modern processed foods are engineered to hijack our brains, targeting reward centers and flooding them with dopamine, the same neurotransmitter involved in addiction. The more we eat, the more we crave, overriding natural hunger signals. This isn't a lack of willpower, it's a biological response to deliberately engineered foods. The only way out is to reduce our exposure and return to whole, unprocessed foods. That's how we reclaim control over our eating and our brains. Our ancestors moved constantly, hunting, foraging, farming. Today we sit, at desks, in cars, on couches. This lack of movement, paired with processed foods, fuels weight gain and health issues. But we can change. Take the stairs, walk or bike, find ways to move daily. Combine real food with regular activity and we can close the gap between our ancient biology and modern life. On Okinawa, a small island in the East China Sea, people have long enjoyed remarkable longevity and vitality. Their secret? A plant-based diet, mindful eating, daily movement, and strong social bonds. Meals centered on vegetables and legumes with meat and fish as rare treats. They practiced hara hachibu, eating until just 80% full. This holistic lifestyle, rooted in community and purpose, is a powerful lesson for us all. At the heart of the Okinawan diet is the purple sweet potato, or beni imo. Its vibrant color signals powerful antioxidants and nutrients. Low glycemic and rich in resistant starch, it supports gut health and stable energy. Eaten at nearly every meal, this ancestral superfood shows that whole, fiber-rich carbs can be the foundation for lifelong health. Beyond the purple potato, the Okinawan plate was adorned with other powerful foods, sourced from their unique environment. The sea that surrounded their islands provided an incredible bounty, not just of fish, but of sea vegetables. Seaweeds like kombu, wakame, and nori were a daily part of their diet. These are not merely ocean plants, they are some of the most mineral-dense foods on the planet. They are extraordinarily rich in iodine, a mineral that is crucial for healthy thyroid function. The thyroid gland acts as the master controller of our metabolism, so ensuring it has the fuel it needs to work properly is essential for maintaining a healthy weight. Seaweed offers more than just iodine. It is packed with a unique array of vitamins, antioxidants, and special compounds not found in land-based plants. For example, a substance in brown seaweed called fucoxanthin has been studied for its potential fat-burning properties. Seaweeds are also an excellent source of soluble fiber, which forms a gel-like substance in the gut. This slows down digestion, promotes a feeling of fullness, and helps to stabilize blood sugar levels. By incorporating a variety of seaweeds into their soups, salads, and side dishes, the Okinawans were fortifying their bodies with a spectrum of nutrients that supported a lean and efficient metabolism. From the earth, the Okinawans harvested another potent medicinal spice, turmeric, or yukon as they call it. This bright golden root has been a cornerstone of traditional medicine for thousands of years, and for good reason. Its active compound, curcumin, is one of the most powerful, natural anti-inflammatory agents ever discovered. Chronic low-grade inflammation is now understood to be a key underlying driver of obesity and nearly every major chronic disease. By consistently consuming turmeric, the Okinawans were actively taming inflammation throughout their bodies, protecting their cells from damage and supporting healthy metabolic function. They didn't just sprinkle a little turmeric on their food, they brewed it into a daily tea. This practice ensured they received a regular therapeutic dose of its healing compounds. This combination of gifts from the sea and the earth, mineral-rich seaweed and anti-inflammatory turmeric, complemented their sweet potato-based diet perfectly. It created a powerful synergy that nourished their bodies, protected them from disease, and kept them naturally lean. It is a profound lesson in how a few simple yet powerful local ingredients can form the basis of extraordinary health and longevity. Let's now travel halfway around the world, from the Pacific Islands of Japan to a rugged, sun-drenched island in the Aegean Sea. Welcome to Ikaria, Greece, another of the famed blue zones, and a place often called the island where people forget to die. Like the Okinawans, the traditional residents of Ikaria enjoy incredible longevity, living well into their 90s and 100s with remarkably low rates of cancer, heart disease, and dementia. They also maintain lean, strong bodies throughout their lives, a feat they achieve not through punishing gym routines or restrictive diets, but through a lifestyle deeply connected to tradition, nature, and community. The Ikarian lifestyle is defined by a relaxed pace of life and a distinct lack of modern anxieties about time. Shops may open late, appointments are casual, and afternoon naps are a sacred ritual. This low-stress environment is complemented by a landscape that encourages constant natural movement. The island is mountainous, and for centuries Ikarians have navigated its steep terrain on foot, walking to their fields, to their neighbors' homes, and to the local village festivals. This daily, moderate-intensity activity builds strong legs and a robust cardiovascular system, burning calories effortlessly as part of their daily routine, not as a separate, scheduled task. The social fabric of Ikaria is incredibly strong and is a key component of their health and longevity. Family and community are paramount. People maintain tight-knit relationships, gathering frequently to share meals, stories, and laughter. This strong social connection provides a powerful buffer against stress and depression, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose that is vital for well-being. Their meals are not rushed affairs eaten alone in front of a screen. They are long, leisurely events enjoyed in the company of loved ones, a practice that encourages slower, more mindful eating and better digestion. It is within this unique cultural context that the Ikarian diet works its magic. Their food is a reflection of their environment and their values, simple, seasonal, and deeply nourishing. It is a variation of the Mediterranean diet but with its own distinct characteristics forged by the island's isolation and history. They eat what they can grow in their terraced gardens and what they can forage from the wild hillsides. Their diet is a celebration of peasant food, proving that you do not need wealth or exotic ingredients to build a foundation of exceptional health and maintain a naturally lean physique for a lifetime. The Ikarian diet centers on three powerful foods: lentils and other legumes, wild foraged greens, and generous amounts of extra virgin olive oil. These humble ingredients are packed with fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats, nourishing the body, supporting gut health, and keeping Ikarians lean and satisfied. Simple, whole, and delicious, this trinity is the secret to their long, healthy lives. In Ikaria, hydration is not just about drinking water, it is another opportunity to flood the body with protective plant compounds. Instead of reaching for sugary sodas or juices, Ikarians end their days by sipping on strong aromatic teas brewed from dried herbs picked from their own hillsides. These are not the mild teas we find in bags at the supermarket. They are potent infusions of herbs like wild marjoram, sage, which they call phascomelia, rosemary, and mint. These daily herbal brews are a cornerstone of their traditional medicine, and a significant contributor to their overall health and vitality, working subtly to keep their bodies in balance. Each of these herbs possesses its own unique set of medicinal properties. For example, oregano and marjoram are rich in powerful antioxidants and have antimicrobial properties. Rosemary has been traditionally used to improve circulation and digestion. Sage is known for its anti-inflammatory effects, and has been shown in some studies to help lower blood pressure and blood glucose levels. By drinking a cocktail of these herbs every day, the Ikarians are consuming a wide spectrum of beneficial polyphenols. These compounds work to gently detoxify the body, reduce inflammation, and support healthy organ function, all of which are essential for maintaining a lean metabolism. These herbal teas also serve as a mild diuretic. This means they help the body flush out excess sodium and water, which can help maintain healthy blood pressure, a key factor in the Ikarians' exceptional cardiovascular health. Unlike coffee or black tea, most of these herbal infusions are naturally caffeine-free, making them a perfect calming beverage to enjoy in the evening before bed. This ritual promotes relaxation and good sleep, which is another critically underrated component of weight management. Poor sleep disrupts appetite-regulating hormones, leading to increased cravings for unhealthy foods the next day. The daily practice of drinking these herbal teas is a perfect illustration of the Ikarian philosophy of health. It is not about a single, dramatic intervention but about the consistent, daily accumulation of small, healthy habits. They don't think of it as taking medicine. It is simply what they do, a pleasurable ritual passed down through generations. This simple act of brewing and sipping a cup of herbal tea provides a final gentle push towards good health each day, complementing their diet and active lifestyle to create a powerful, holistic system for lifelong leanness and well-being. Journey back to the African savanna, where the Hadza and Juhwansi live as true hunter-gatherers, just as our ancestors did for millennia. Their lives are deeply connected to nature, relying on wild foods and constant movement. They remain lean, healthy, and free from modern diseases, thanks to a real food diet and an active lifestyle. Their way of life reveals the timeless blueprint for human health. A common misconception about hunter-gatherer diets is that they are primarily based on meat. While hunting is culturally important, the daily caloric foundation for many groups, including the Hadza, comes from the plant foods gathered by the women. Two staples stand out as nutritional cornerstones: starchy tubers and the fruit of the mighty baobab tree. The tubers they dig from the hard, dry ground are tough and fibrous, requiring significant effort to uproot and chew. Unlike a modern fluffy baked potato, these wild tubers are dense with fiber, providing slow-releasing energy that sustains them for hours of physical activity without causing blood sugar spikes. The baobab fruit is another incredible superfood from the savanna. Housed in a hard, velvety pod, the dry, chalky pulp of the baobab is a nutritional powerhouse. It is exceptionally rich in vitamin C, calcium, and antioxidants, but its most remarkable quality is its staggering fiber content. The pulp is nearly 50% fiber by weight, a mix of both soluble and insoluble types. This fiber is a feast for the gut microbiome. In fact, studies have shown that the Hadza have one of the most diverse and healthy gut microbiomes ever recorded in humans, a direct result of the immense quantity and variety of fiber they consume from foods like baobab and tubers. This incredible fiber intake is perhaps the single most important secret to their leanness and metabolic health. The average Hadza adult consumes between 100 and 150 grams of fiber per day. To put that in perspective, the average American struggles to get 15 grams. This massive amount of fiber makes their diet incredibly satiating, naturally limiting their calorie intake without any conscious effort. It fills their stomachs, slows digestion, and provides a steady stream of fuel to their gut bacteria. These well-fed microbes then produce beneficial compounds that reduce inflammation, regulate appetite, and improve insulin sensitivity. The lesson here is profound and directly contradicts many modern fad diets. The Hadza diet is not low in carbohydrates, it is just low in bad carbohydrates. They thrive on starchy whole food carbs that are packaged with an enormous amount of fiber. This combination of energy and fiber is what our bodies are designed for. By contrast, our modern diet has stripped the fiber away, leaving us with fast-digesting, refined carbs that wreak havoc on our blood sugar and waistlines. The Hadza show us that embracing fiber-rich whole food carbohydrates is a key step toward reclaiming the metabolic health of our ancestors. Hunter-gatherers seek natural sweetness from wild berries and raw honey, worlds apart from modern refined sugar. Wild berries are small, tart, and packed with fiber and antioxidants. The Hadza prize raw honey, eating the whole comb for energy and nutrients. Unlike processed sugar, these foods are rare, require effort to obtain, and come in a whole food package that nourishes and protects. Meat plays a vital and celebrated role in hunter-gatherer societies, but its place in the diet is often misunderstood. The Hadza men are skilled hunters, using handmade bows and poison-tipped arrows to hunt a variety of game, from small birds to large animals like zebra or giraffe. A successful hunt is a cause for great celebration and is crucial for providing high-quality protein and essential nutrients like iron, zinc, and vitamin B12 that are difficult to obtain from plant foods alone. This nutrient-dense animal food was critical for our ancestors' brain development and overall physical strength. However, the meat our ancestors ate was fundamentally different from the meat most people eat today. The wild animals they hunted were lean, athletic creatures that roamed freely, eating a natural diet of grasses and other plants. The meat from these animals is much lower in total fat, and has a healthier fatty acid profile than meat from modern, grain-fed, factory-farmed livestock. Wild game has a higher proportion of beneficial omega-3 fatty acids, and a lower proportion of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. This healthier fat composition meant that even when they consumed fatty cuts, they were ingesting fats that supported health rather than harmed it. Furthermore, hunter-gatherers practiced nose-to-tail eating. When a large animal is killed, absolutely nothing goes to waste. They consume not just the muscle meat but also the organs, connective tissues, and even the bone marrow. This is incredibly important from a nutritional standpoint. Organ meats like liver and heart are the most nutrient-dense parts of the animal, packed with vitamins A, D, E, and K, as well as minerals like copper and iron. The connective tissues and bones provide collagen and glycine, nutrients that are crucial for joint, skin, and gut health, but are almost entirely absent from a modern diet focused on lean muscle meat fillets. This ancestral approach to meat consumption offers valuable lessons. It emphasizes quality over quantity, favoring wild or pasture-raised animals over their factory-farmed counterparts. It highlights the importance of consuming the whole animal, an approach that provides a much broader and more balanced spectrum of nutrients. For the Hadza, meat is not an everyday food. Its availability is unpredictable. This feast and famine cycle is something our metabolisms are well adapted to. It stands in stark contrast to our modern habit of consuming large portions of lower-quality, grain-fed muscle meat 3 times a day, a practice that can contribute to inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. Hunter-gatherers thrive without refined sugar, flour, or industrial oils, eating only whole, unprocessed foods. They don't follow strict meal times, but eat when food is available, often fasting naturally. Their diet is incredibly diverse, supporting gut health and metabolic flexibility. By embracing these core principles, whole foods, movement, and intuitive eating, we can unlock a leaner, healthier body. The Maasai of Kenya and Tanzania have thrived for centuries on a diet centered around milk, meat, and blood from their cattle, foods high in fat and cholesterol. Yet they remain tall, lean, and healthy with low rates of heart disease. Unlike modern diets, theirs contains no ultra-processed foods or refined sugars. Their active lifestyle and traditional eating create a unique metabolic health, challenging modern nutrition beliefs. The Maasai rely on fermented milk, not fresh, placing it in gourds cleaned with burning sticks. This ancient process creates a probiotic-rich, yogurt-like drink called kule nauto, consumed daily. The fermentation breaks down lactose and fills the milk with beneficial bacteria, supporting gut health. The Maasai show us, fermented foods are key to a healthy, resilient body. Let's now cast our gaze back to the cradle of Western civilization, the ancient Mediterranean basin. The lifestyle of the Greeks, Romans, and other cultures living around this sea thousands of years ago laid the groundwork for what we now call the Mediterranean diet. However, their way of eating was simpler and more rustic than many modern interpretations. It was a diet of necessity, built from the hardy crops that could survive the hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. It was less about lavish feasts and more about the humble, sustaining foods of farmers, fishermen, and soldiers, a diet that built empires and fueled great thinkers. The true ancient Mediterranean diet was largely plant-based, not out of ideology, but out of practicality. Meat was a luxury for most people, reserved for religious festivals or for the wealthy elite. The everyday plate was filled with foods from the earth. The core of their diet was built upon what historians call the Mediterranean triad: grains, primarily barley, grapes, eaten as fruit and drunk as wine, and olives, consumed as fruit and, most importantly, as oil. These 3 staples provided the bulk of the calories and formed the foundation of a diet that was both sustainable and incredibly healthy, promoting leanness and longevity. This way of eating was inherently balanced. The whole grains provided slow-releasing carbohydrates for energy. The olive oil offered healthy monounsaturated fats for satiety and to reduce inflammation. Legumes like lentils and chickpeas, along with seasonal vegetables and fruits like figs and pomegranates, provided essential fiber, protein, vitamins, and minerals. Fish and seafood, plentiful from the sea, offered high-quality protein and crucial omega-3 fatty acids. This combination of macronutrients and micronutrients created a perfect synergy that nourished the body, satisfied the appetite, and prevented the overconsumption of calories that leads to weight gain. It is this foundational pattern of whole foods, rather than a single magic ingredient, that held the secret to their health. Modern versions of the Mediterranean diet can sometimes be misinterpreted, focusing too heavily on pasta and cheese while overlooking the core principles. The ancient reality was a diet dominated by vegetables, legumes, and whole grains, seasoned with herbs, and enriched with olive oil and small amounts of fish and fermented dairy. It was a diet of moderation, seasonality, and simplicity, and it provides a timeless and achievable template for anyone seeking a lean, healthy life today. The ancient Mediterranean diet was built on 3 pillars: barley, figs, and fish. Barley, a staple for Roman soldiers, provided lasting energy and fiber. Figs offered natural sweetness, minerals, and gut-friendly fiber. Fish, especially small oily varieties, delivered protein and omega-3s for heart and brain health. Together, these foods fueled a lean, strong, and healthy civilization, wisdom we can still use today. Perhaps the most profound lesson from the ancient Mediterranean, and indeed from all the ancestral groups we have explored, goes beyond the specific foods they ate. It is about how they ate. For our ancestors, food was never just about fuel, it was inextricably linked to community, culture, and celebration. Meals were not solitary, rushed events squeezed into a busy schedule. They were important social rituals, opportunities to connect with family and friends, to share stories, and to strengthen social bonds. This communal aspect of eating has a powerful, though often overlooked, impact on our health and waistlines. When we eat together with others, we tend to eat more slowly and mindfully. The conversation and social interaction naturally pace the meal, giving our bodies time to register feelings of fullness. This prevents the mindless overeating that so often happens when we eat alone, distracted by a phone or a television screen. The ancient Greeks had a word for this: symposium, which literally means to drink together. These were gatherings where food, wine, conversation, and intellectual debate were all enjoyed in a leisurely manner. This slow, engaged approach to eating promotes better digestion and greater satisfaction from smaller amounts of food. Furthermore, the ancient Mediterranean lifestyle integrated periods of feasting with periods of frugality. The diet was largely based on simple, everyday peasant food. However, this was punctuated by religious festivals and celebrations where richer foods, including more meat and sweets, were enjoyed without guilt. This natural rhythm of feasting and fasting is something our bodies are well adapted to. It created a healthy metabolic flexibility that is lost in our modern culture of constant, monotonous overnutrition. They understood that food was a source of pleasure and a central part of cultural life, not something to be feared or overly restricted. This lost art of communal celebratory eating is a critical piece of the puzzle for reclaiming our health. It reminds us that our relationship with food is not just biological, it is also emotional and social. We can start to reclaim this by making a conscious effort to share meals with others, to put away distractions, and to treat our meal times as a moment of connection and pleasure. By slowing down and savoring our food in the company of others, we not only nourish our bodies but also our souls. This holistic approach is the final essential ingredient in the ancestral recipe for a lean, healthy, and happy life. Across continents and centuries, our ancestors thrived on simple, whole foods: plants, legumes, tubers, and whole grains. Their diets were free from refined sugars and ultra-processed ingredients, relying instead on natural sources of sweetness and nutrition. Fermented foods and daily movement were woven into their lives, supporting gut health and vitality. The secret? A plate filled with real food, minimal sugar, and constant natural activity. This is the universal blueprint for a lean, strong, and vibrant life. Embrace these timeless habits to transform your health no matter where you live. Modern breakfasts are sugar bombs, cereals, pastries, and sweetened drinks that spike and crash your energy. Instead, start your day like the Okinawans, a sweet potato hash with veggies and eggs, or black beans for protein. Prefer something sweet? Choose plain Greek yogurt or kefir, topped with berries and a sprinkle of nuts or seeds. These meals deliver fiber, protein, and healthy fats, keeping you full and energized. Ditch processed breakfast foods for real, whole ingredients. Prep ahead, cook sweet potatoes or boil eggs for the week. This simple shift sets the tone for a day of stable energy and natural leanness. Lunch and snacks often derail healthy eating, but ancestral habits offer a solution. Prepare a big batch of lentil and vegetable stew, fiber-rich, filling, and gut-friendly. For snacks, channel the hadza. Grab a handful of nuts, fresh berries, or an apple with nut butter. These whole food options stabilize blood sugar and keep you satisfied. A little prep, portioning out stew and snacks, makes healthy choices effortless. When real food is ready, junk food loses its appeal. Plan ahead and let ancient wisdom guide your midday meals. Dinner is your chance to nourish and reset. Fill half your plate with colorful vegetables, salads, roasted veggies, or steamed greens. Add a quarter of whole grains or tubers, barley, quinoa, or sweet potato. The last quarter? Quality protein fish, chicken, eggs, or beans. This ancient Mediterranean balance keeps you full, supports sleep, and promotes leanness. Skip the heavy processed fare, let your plate reflect nature's abundance. A simple, balanced dinner is the foundation of lasting health. Now it's your turn. Take the Ancient Plate Challenge for 4 weeks. Build every meal around whole, unprocessed foods. Focus on how you feel: more energy, fewer cravings, better sleep, and a lighter body. Forget calorie counting, just eat real food, as our ancestors did. This is your experiment in abundance and well-being. Try new recipes, reset your habits, and rediscover natural health. Your journey to a leaner, more vibrant you starts now. To make your challenge easy, follow this one-week meal rotation inspired by global traditions. Monday, Okinawan sweet potato hash miso soup and veggie stir-fry. Tuesday, Greek yogurt with berries lentil stew baked chickpeas. Wednesday, eggs and berries big salad roasted meat or fish with root veggies. Thursday, fresh fruit salad with fish barley and greens for dinner. Friday to Sunday, mix and match, focus on fermented foods, plant-based staples and batch-cooked stews. This rotation keeps meals diverse, nutrient-rich, and exciting. Enjoy the adventure. Your body will thank you. Start your challenge by measuring your waist. This is your baseline, not your weight. Record it, then put the tape away for 4 weeks. Focus on daily actions, follow ancient plate principles, listen to your body, and notice positive changes. Prepare healthy meals in advance, and with a single measurement and a curious mindset, you're set for success. As you stand at the start of this 4-week challenge, you're choosing to reclaim your health, one ancient plate at a time. This is more than a diet, it's a return to the wisdom of our ancestors and the promise of vibrant health. Clear out the processed foods, stock up on real ingredients, and begin your journey today. The future is yours to shape.